Sweden is a Scandinavian nation with thousands of coastal islands and inland lakes, along with vast boreal forests and glaciated mountains. Its principal cities, eastern capital Stockholm and southwestern Gothenburg and Malmö, are all coastal. Stockholm is built on 14 islands. It has more than 50 bridges, as well as the medieval old town, Gamla Stan, royal palaces and museums such as open-air Skansen. The country is blessed with the most scenic landscapes, exotic cities and rich heritage that serves as the home to the midnight sun, northern lights, reindeers and adorable huskies who can be your ride on the snow. Here's a look at the best places to visit in Sweden. Number 1. Swedish Lapland. Swedish Lapland is a region unlike any other. The land of the midnight sun and northern lights is home to mountains, forests, marshes, wild rivers, and archipelagos. Stretching from Sorsele and Skellefteå in the province of Västerbotten to the northernmost tip of Sweden, this Arctic territory covers a quarter of the country. The sheer size and variety of terrain presents the outdoor enthusiast with endless options. From hiking and fishing to dog sledding and skiing, there are also plenty of cultural experiences to be had, as well as world-class accommodation that harness its natural surroundings. The northern lights are a draw for locals and international visitors alike. The electromagnetic interplay between sun and earth that creates the northern lights happens all year round, but you'll only be able to see it during the darker months, August through to April. Come May, the northern lights give way to the midnight sun, defined as the consecutive 24 hours of sunlight you get north of the Arctic Circle between May and mid-July. Number 2. Stockholm Archipelago. The Stockholm Archipelago is the largest of its kind in Sweden. With over 30,000 islands, it covers an area of more than 650 square miles. From the city-closed Jäderholmarna Islands in the west to the Svenska Högarna Islets in the east, and from the abandoned fortifications on Arnholma in the north to the lonely lighthouse on Landsort in the south. Being such a vast area, there's certainly something to discover for everyone. Serene nature seemingly untouched by civilization, cozy and accessible camping grounds, idyllic villages and coastal towns, hiking trails for both experienced and amateur outdoorsmen, great food, and fantastic culture. Number 3. Gothenburg. Gothenburg, Sweden's second biggest city, combines vibrant urbanity, a friendly vibe and seaside charm. Located on the west coast of Sweden, Gothenburg has a city pulse with nature on its doorstep. It's known for its friendly locals. Gothenburg was founded in 1621 by King Gustav II Adolf and established itself as an important commercial fishing hub. Though the city has modernized over the centuries to focus on other industries, its proud fishing heritage remains. As a relatively small city packed with all the highlights of a major international destination, culture, shopping, world-class restaurants, and stunning nature, Gothenburg is ideal for either a weekend city break or a longer stay, as there's plenty to see and do in and around town. Number 4. Kiruna. Nestling some 200 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle in Norrbotten province, Kiruna is a gem of a city that forms part of Swedish Lapland. This vast area covers about a quarter of Sweden and stretches across the very north of Sweden, Norway, Finland and Russia. An outdoor enthusiast's dream destination, Kiruna is surrounded by varied and vast terrain. From deep forests and expansive marshes to lakes, rivers and mountains, including Kebnekaise, Sweden's highest mountain, towering at 2,106 meters. These landscapes are ideal for activities such as hiking, fly fishing, skiing, snowshoe walking and dog sledding. The city of Kiruna is celebrated as the best place to see the northern lights and soak up the midnight sun. Number 5. Oland. The Swedish royals have made Oland their summer getaway for over 100 years. And from the moment you step onto the country's second largest island, it's not hard to understand why. Easy to reach, its nature is striking wherever you are. From the large fields that dominate the southwest and the deciduous forestry in the central area, to the dramatic cliffs and coastline of Skansen, the Stone Coast. Measuring 137 kilometers north to south and just 16 kilometers at its widest point, Oland's uniqueness starts with the ground beneath your feet. The shallow, exposed limestone bedrock has over the centuries given rise to alvars, open, dry heaths, the largest of which is Stora Alvaret, the Great Alvar. Number 6, Visby. Located on the island of Gotland, in the Baltic Sea, this fairy tale town is a national treasure. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, characterized as having outstanding universal value. This well-preserved medieval Hanseatic town dates back to the 12th century and contains a number of remarkable church ruins, from the period such as the St. Clemens, St. Nikolai and Drotten's ruins, or the St. Karin church ruin with its high arches. Visby boasts a number of historic churches as well, including the Sancta Maria Cathedral built at the end of the 12th century. Along the streets of the town are more than 200 buildings and homes dating back to somewhere between the 12th and 14th centuries. Visby also has a well-preserved 3.5 kilometers long medieval ring wall with many of its original towers from the 1200s still intact. The wall encircles the center of Visby and was originally built for protection against both foreign enemies and Swedish assailants from the countryside. Number 7, Uppsala. Uppsala bridges the gap between academia and modern innovation. This vibrant university town has many strings to its historically significant bow. Known as the Cambridge of Sweden, Uppsala is a vibrant university town located a little north of Stockholm, a mere 35-minute train ride away. Students from across Sweden and the rest of the world swell the term-time population of the city, giving it a youthful, international feel. About 20% of its residents are students. Many a Swede chooses to live in Uppsala, even if they work in Stockholm. Historically significant, centuries-old sites stud the townscape and its surroundings. Number 8. Marstrand. In the far west, where the archipelago ends and the open sea begins, you find the island of Marstrand with Karlstad Fortress at the top. It is home to a harbor filled with all kinds of boats, cozy homes along car-free streets, top restaurants and cafes, sun and salty swims, music and spectacle. A short ferry ride across the strait brings you to the island of Marstrand, with a vibrant presence from the past mixed with trendy sailing jackets. On Marstrand, visitors can find both nightlife and quiet tranquility depending on when they choose to go. Its cozy block, tiny alleys and nooks, the dominating fortress and ocean views at every turn, stir strong emotions. The jetties of Sweden's largest guest marina are filled to the brim with boats of all sizes and match cup, makes Marstrand the sailing capital of Sweden. Number 9. Sigtuna. Sweden's first town, founded in the 10th century. Small-scale and pedestrian-friendly, with charming wooden buildings by Lake Mälaren, less than an hour outside of Stockholm. Good selection of stores, cafes, restaurants and hotels, plus an interesting museum. The district is rich in rune stones to fascinate history buffs. Nearby is Skakloster Castle, a first-class attraction. Skakloster was the residence of one of Gustav II Adolf's generals when Sweden was a superpower, and the castle interior from the mid-17th century has been kept completely intact. Stenning Palace and Rosersberg Palace is also situated close to Sigtuna. Number 10. Stockholm. Spreading idyllically across a Baltic Sea archipelago of 14 islands, it's easy to see why the Swedish capital of Stockholm has acquired the nickname Venice of the North. It seems as if wherever you look, your gaze is met by water. Stockholm was officially founded in 1252 by the regent of Sweden, Birger Jarl. By the end of the 13th century, Stockholm had grown to become Sweden's biggest city, serving as the country's political center and royal residence, one that was repeatedly besieged over the following centuries. King Gustav Vasa is forever celebrated for recapturing Stockholm in 1523 from the temporary rule of the King of Denmark. Stockholm of today is a tolerant, inclusive society that is welcoming of everyone.